Today I'll read Stone Soup. Three soldiers turned down a road in a strange country. They were on their way home from war. Besides being tired, they were hungry. In fact, they had eaten nothing for 2 days. "How I would like a good dinner tonight," said the first. "And a bed to sleep in," said the second. "But all that is impossible," said the third. "We must march on." On their marching, suddenly ahead of them they saw the line of a village. "Maybe we'll find a bed to eat there," said the first. "And a loft to sleep in," said the second. "No harm in asking," said the third. Now the peasants of that place feared strangers. When they heard that three soldiers were coming down the road, they talked among themselves. "Here come 3 soldiers. Soldiers are always hungry, but we have little enough for ourselves." And they hurried to hide their food. They pushed sacks of barley under the hay in the loft. They lowered buckets of milk down the well. They spread old cloth over the carrot beans. They hid their cabbage and potatoes under the bed. They hung their meat in the cellar. They hid all they had to eat. Then they waited. The soldiers stopped at the house of Paul and Francois. "Good evening to you," they said. "Could you spare a bit of food for 3 hungry soldiers?" "We have no food for ourselves for 3 days," said Paul. Francois made a sad face. "It has been a poor harvest." The 3 soldiers went into the house of Albert and Louis. "Could you spare a bit of food, and have you some corner where we could sleep for the night?" "Oh no," said Albert. "We gave all we could spare to soldiers who came before you. Our beds are full," said Louis. At Benton and Maurice, the answer was the same. It had been a poor harvest, and all the grain must be kept for seed. So it went all through the village. Not a peasant had any food to give away. They all had good reason. One family had used the grain of feed, and another had an old sick father to care for. All had too many mouths to feed. The villagers stood in the street and sang. They looked as hungry as they could. 3 soldiers talked together. Then the first soldier called out, "Good people." The peasant drew near. "We are 3 hungry soldiers in a strange land. We have asked you for food, and you have no food. Well, then we will have to make stone soup." The peasant started. "Stone soup? That would be something to know about. First, we'll need a large iron pot," the soldier said. The peasant brought the largest pot they could find. "How else to cook enough?" "That's none too large," said the soldier, "but it will do. And now water to fill it and a fire to heat it." It took many buckets of water to fill the pot. A fire was built on the village square and the pot was set to boil. "And now, if you please, 3 round smooth stones." Those were easy enough to find. The peasant's eyes grew round as they watched the soldier drop the stone into the pot. "Any soup needs salt and pepper," said the soldier, as they began to stir. Children ran to fetch salt and pepper. Stone like this generally makes good soup, but oh, if there were carrots, it would be much better. "Why, I think I have a carrot or two," said Freckles, and off she ran. He came back with her apron full of carrots from the bin beneath the breadcloth. "Good stone soup should have cabbage," said the soldier as they sliced the carrot into the pot. "But no use asking for what you don't have." "Maybe I could find a cabbage somewhere," said Mary, and she hurried home. Back she came with 3 cabbage from the cupboard under the bed. "If we only have a bit of beef and a few potatoes, this soup would be good enough for a rich man's table." The peasants thought that over. They remembered their potato and the scent of beef hanging in the cellar. They ran to fetch them. A rich man's soup, and all from a few stones. It seemed like magic. "Ah," sighed the soldier as they stirred in the beef and potato. "If we only have a little barley and a cup of milk, this soup would be fit for the king himself." Indeed, he asked for just such a soup when last he dined with us. The peasants looked at each other. The soldier had entered the king. "Well, but no use asking for what you don't have," the soldier sighed. The peasants bought their barley from the loft. They bought their milk from the well. The soldier stirred the barley and milk into the steam broth while the peasants started. At last the soup was ready. "All of you shall taste," the soldier said, "but first a table must be set." Great tables were placed in a square, and all around were lighting torches. "Such a soup! How good it smells! Truly fit for a king." But then the peasants asked themselves, would not such a soup require bread and roast and cider? Soon a banquet was spread and everyone sat down to eat. Never had there been such a feast. Never had peasants tasted such soup, and fancy made from stones. They ate and drank and ate and drank. After they danced. They danced and sang far into the night. At last they were tired. Then the 3 soldiers asked, "Is there not a loft where we could sleep?" "Let such wise and splendid gentlemen sleep in a loft, indeed. They must have the best bed in the village." So the first soldier slept in Purse's house. Second soldier slept in Baker's house. And the third soldier slept in Mayor's house. In the morning, the whole village gathered in the square to give them a send-off. "Many thanks for what you have told us," the peasant said to the soldier. "We shall never go hungry, now that we know how to make soup from stones." Oh, it's all in knowing how," said the soldier, and off they went down the road. Such men don't grow on every bush. Okay, bye-bye.